Well, I made mention of my doppelganger right there, Charles Barkley.
Twin brother, bro.
I said, all
All
right,
day.
fall back a little bit. I said he got involved in this. Of course he did. The loudmouth, the legend. I love this guy. He's very entertaining. And he had some intriguing thoughts on the topic with Russell Wilson. He says this. I'm going to read the whole thing. For some reason, we're brainwashed. Think if you're not a thug or an idiot, you're not black enough. If you go to school, make good grades, speak intelligent, and don't break the law, you're not a good black person. Comments from Charles Barkley right there. Continuing to say, it's a dirty, dark secret. I hate to bring white people into our crap, but as a black person, we all go through it when you're successful. Deep stuff from Charles
Very
Barkley
deep.
right there, exposing
true.
a dirty secret in our culture. For more on this, we got to bring in another voice. I'm tired of hearing yours, man. I'm just kidding. I love you. I do love you. But we're going to bring in Robert Littal from BlackSportsOnline.com. My man looking like Bagger Vance over there, but he's killing him. What's your thought, Robert, on Charles Barkley and what he had to say?
Well, let me tell you what grinds my gears about this. You know, what Charles Barkley said is absolutely true. But this happens not just to black people. This happens to white people. This happens to Italians. This happens to Russian people. But it seems like we're the only race that when ignorant people in our race talks, it has an effect on the entire race. Like it just can't be seen, as an individual, being ignorant. So yes, there are people out there that hate successful black people that say if you're not black enough or you're not keeping it real, but that's just a portion of black people. That's not all of us. And there are a lot of people, Doug, yourself, myself, that likes for black people to be successful. We like Russell Wilson. We don't want to get arrested, by the cops. We don't want to be criminals. Our pants fit, regularly. They're not down to our knees sagging. There are a lot of black people like that. And it just frustrates me, that at times, when someone like Charles Barkley speaks, white people and others say, see, all black people, it's all black people's fault. You guys talk about race too much. You're really your own worst enemy, which is true to an extent, but that doesn't change the thousands of years of institutionalized racism, prejudice, and stereotypes that are still going on in our society. That is a big problem and is legit. Is it a legit problem for, that black people have to deal with?
Yeah, Robert, I guess I just feel like I can't speak for other races because I'm a black man. And all I do believe is I don't think it's as prevalent in other cultures. I think it's more divisive as a black man because, look, every race has their struggles. Our struggle is our struggle. It's all we know as we identify. Italians have their struggle. Jewish people have their struggle. But it does seem like the higher up you go, even amongst successful blacks, there may be a feeling of, well, make sure you're acting black enough, and what does that entail? And I do feel like there's a divisive factor to that, where a guy like Russell Wilson, who does all the right things, has to defend himself amongst other successful black people. So it does go just a little bit deeper than just, oh, this happens in every race.
But here's the thing. Who gives those people power? It's us. And that's what,
So you think Charles Barkley's wrong for voicing out, for even making a stance on this and speaking about it in the way he did?
No. I think he's correct in what he said. I think he should have expanded that out to not make it, we don't want to put white people in our crap, because what that does is that gives white people who are already racist and prejudiced and have stereotypes against blacks, look, Charles Barkley said it's not white people's fault, it's black people's fault. So they take the point and they remix it. They put a ditty on it and they change it around, and people now want to forget about certain things or try to excuse certain, behaviors. I just want to make sure that, yes, we have our own problems. Mm-hmm. We can be our own worst enemy, but that still doesn't change the fact that we have some legitimate issues with how we are treated in society. And until we start taking those issues as individuals and not as a group issue, and everything that happens was just all black people's fault, or it's all, people in Seattle feel like this way about Russell Wilson. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the Seahawks locker room that don't feel that about Russell Wilson, or maybe they felt like Matt Flynn wasn't when he was there wasn't cool enough. But that doesn't get reported, because we take these issues and we really make it into something super huge, and it gives, like I said, it gives an out to people that have stereotypical and prejudice, type of feelings toward black people.
I agree with what you're saying. That in the white community, yes, they do have your white trash, your upper middle class. But they don't call each other out. You never hear white people calling each other out saying somebody's not white enough. You never really hear them saying that. And that's why it really bothers me that when black people do it, not only are we so vocal about it, but it makes so many headlines. And what I've seen is a division between blacks between our own race. And in the 60s and 70s, you had blacks they were all about community, trying to pull each other up. They were looking out for each other. Everyone was marching for the civil rights. And there was just a lot of organization, and it was about community and helping everyone out no matter what situation you're in. Now, you see a section of blacks that have given up on other blacks that seem like they don't want to be helped. They don't want to interact with them. They don't want to work with them. They don't want to speak with them. They don't want to shop with them. They don't want to go to the same restaurants. And what's happened is that division is where people are now looking at our race, and you have certain blacks that are saying, I don't fool with those type of blacks, and it makes it easier for other races to get in between us and to divide us. Now, when we do it to ourselves and we come out and speak the way this guy isn't black enough or this guy isn't black enough and we're the same race, people that do not like black people sit back and they hear that. They love to hear that because they don't have to do any work to break us up. You know, what we're doing, we're dividing ourselves. And I think it's the dumbest thing on the planet because somebody saying somebody's not black enough or because you're a thug that makes you black, that makes you actually a racist because you're talking about your own race of people and applying an extremely negative connotation saying, if you don't live up to this standard, then you're not black. And it's the dumbest thing. And if I ever hear it come out of anybody's mouth, I don't care what atmosphere I'm in, I'm going to correct them.
Exactly, Doug. And you know something, you made a good point. We're giving our enemies weapons. You know, we're basically giving them, you know, the bomb. We're giving them the gun to use against us. And the reason that we're doing that is a lot of times we want to expose failure more than we want to celebrate success. You know, we take so much time and we blow up so much negativity that we don't have enough positivity. We don't have enough positive stories. We don't have enough, you know, talking about people that have done great things. And when we do talk about those people that have done great things, there's always some sort of caveat with it, be it they're not black enough or, you know, their hair is not the way it should be or they're light skinned. You know, it's always something else besides they just are doing a good job. You know, they're successful. And it's frustrating as a black man or as a black person in general that, you know, we don't celebrate success as much and get as much excited and vigor as we do to expose, you know, failure or to try to, you know, make fun of people or whatever it may be.
Well, fellas, I got to say, in my time doing this show with you, Doug, I think this is one of our most powerful discussions. I think we could continue carrying this thing on,
all day with this,
but we got to move on with the show. So, Robert Littal from Black Sports Online, thanks for jumping in. I know you'll be back with us. Always great stuff. And anybody who wants to continue with this conversation, hit him up on Twitter. Hit Doug Chapman up on Twitter. The hashtag CampusInsiders. Hit me up on Twitter. Yep. Robert, we'll let you go. We'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Black power. You good.
That's Bagger Vance, a.k.a. Robert Littal. Pretty powerful stuff.
What was the dude's
man.
name from, what was that movie, Happy Gilmore?
Oh, Chubbs?
Chubbs. That's who looked like was Chubbs,
with the hand,
Carl Weathers from Happy
absolutely.
Gilmore.
Well,